Animal Crossing is no Sleep Close game. Yeah, I got a Switch like late, like a year or two, maybe 2 years after it came out. I got it like last year, I think. And then I immediately got Animal Crossing. And as I expected what would happen, I played Animal Crossing addictively. I played it every single day, all the time, for like 2 or 3 months. And then I dropped it. And it's lame because it's one of those kinds of games that I feel like once you drop it, it's really hard to get yourself to pick it back up. Because it feels like you've abandoned your town already, you know? It's like watching 3 seasons of a TV show because the episodes are 20 minutes instead of a movie. Absolute. Even though, I mean, but even if it's, that's the thing about TV shows though. Big seeds, subtle jackets, friendly creators. Friendly seeds! They'll grow up to be something nice, I bet. At least they're good as babies. Who's to say what they'll grow into? Is that TV shows are scarier though, because if they have seasons, you're like, am I committing to 6 seasons of all of this? Like, that's way more than a movie is. And I already don't want to commit to like a movie. And I just have to convince myself that I could literally like start a thing and just not finish it, you know? I feel like that's the real like epiphany you have to have in order for me at least to be able to like start shows. Is I'm like, I'm not committing to watching this entire thing. I'm committing to watching this episode. And if it was boring, then I will not watch the next one. Oof. Yeah, One Piece is like the dead example of that. Honestly, just anime in general. It's so hard to get someone to want to watch an anime that you're a big fan of when all of the animes that are super cool are 15 bajillion seasons long. One Piece is so good. It's so hard to accept it because the art style is the ugliest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. It's like bananas, which this is honestly was an opinion that I created as a child. I was like probably 10 when I looked at One Piece and was like, man, I refused. And so I watched Naruto instead. I was part of the Naruto of the trio scenario. What anime do you like? My favorite one is Hunter x Hunter. Which I will say, how you say that name is apparently an argument because it's not necessarily what I think it is, which is Hunter x Hunter. But I think that is like the best thing ever. And the manga recently started updating again after being hiatus for like 16 billion years. So that's chill. Dragon Ball Z. One of my first animes was actually the Dragon Ball original because my brother watched it and then I wasn't, no, that was actually fine. I have money. It's turn 4, so it wasn't the best, but I do have the money for it. I finally got an early game strawberry and they're not even giving me the dudes who want the strawberries. Kind of janky. I was kind of hoping I could appreciate a strawberry up in here, but instead it's just kind of like a flavorful little thing I dropped in that guide to the cuteness level, I guess. Boof boof. My brother used to watch Dragon Ball, the original one. So I think my very first animes, right? The very first ones I ever experienced as like, I don't know, like a 5-year-old or something, is probably Inuyasha because they played it at 4 a.m. on the anime site that used to play anime. Maybe it was Adult Swim. Did they used to play anime at like 4 a.m.? Inuyasha would happen and we'd watch up and we'd watch it. Dragon Balls I watched from the beginning and then I stopped watching it after like the second version of Dragon Ball Z. Anything after that I stopped because it was just like all the same crap was happening and I was older and I was like, I don't know how much I care about the 15th strongest guy in the universe suddenly being in existence, you know? And you watched it was pretty good. Yeah, I literally also have zero memory of anything that happened in it. Like, I also remember the ideas behind like what was supposed to be cool and not and stuff. And the love interests, I guess, but I don't remember. I know they were looking for shards of stuff, but my little sister freaking loved it. I hate Inuyasha. You hate him or you hate the whole freaking thing? One of my little sibling had a picture of Inuyasha as her laptop background for a while. And she got in trouble because it had a curse word on the drawing, but it was just a random picture of Inuyasha that she had found online. So it was pretty funny when our parents saw her tiny little laptop and they were like, what's this audacity happening here? And it was just a random picture that she found online. So chill for her. I was like 10-year-old when I watched it. Yeah. I have no idea how old I was, but it was definitely young childhood, in which case I have like 0% say on like how good was it actually? I don't know. When you're a child and you see your first thing that's related to like, I guess an anime with love interests, sometimes it's like, whoa, love? I'm just being introduced to this right now. That sounds kind of cool. And you might get kind of obsessed with it. I should not be buying more fish. What if I just did anyway? My first favorite thing, well, Pokemon. I watched Pokemon like every single morning after I started getting into Pokemon when I was a kid. The other one, though, was Shugo Chara, which I didn't think was such a rare manga anime, apparently, but it seems like not a lot of people have heard about it. And I almost never see anyone talk about it either. But Shugo Chara was a frickin' jam. It was like this one with a magical girl, and everyone's got like dreams and the representation of tiny spirit things. And it was like, this is my dream. I want to be a painter when I grow up. And you have this little spirit character that's like a little painter. And there was this toy that came out at Target that was also like a tiny fairy creature inside of an egg. And I was like, this is literally Shugo Chara. And I bought like 6 of those things. All of my childhood money went to buying that Target toy because it vaguely reminded me of the anime. The Pokemon the first season is goated. And the annoying thing, though, about the Pokemon, this guy's my best guy, but I gotta sell him. But he's my best guy. He's better than this guy, but this guy's doing things. Okay, I've convinced myself Lion is what we're doing today, and Lion's just gonna have to be amazing because he's gonna carry the rest of the team. The stupid thing about the anime or Pokemon, especially when they get to the Sinnoh region part of like the seasons or whatever, is that the formula for like every single frickin' episode was they get to a place, they almost fight somebody, and then Team Rocket's like, joke's on you guys, we're actually gonna not have this fight for a second. And then at the very end of the episode is where the fights almost always happen. Like sometimes they were in the middle, but the majority of the time, the actual Pokemon fight, which was the only thing I cared about as a child, I was like, I gave no craps about the plot. I just wanted to see the battles, was at the end, which it happens to be exactly when I had to leave for school. So I'd always be sitting there, like watching it, like stalling my mom taking us to school to be like, please, I just want to see one section of the fight. And it was always like after I had to leave. So it was a dingle sauce. And I still tried to watch it like all the time. The lion is beautiful. Lion pie. That makes such freaking sense. Absolute. Actual strategies going on here. The gym battles. Yes, the gym battles always happen at the end of the episode. Maybe because they also recognize that it's the only entertaining thing happening on the screen, because like whatever. But they put it at the end so you have to stick around, and I couldn't physically stick around because I was a child. Oh, this is scaling. What if I had 2 of these dudes and this guy had a strawberry? You know, what if I, even more than this? Yeah, okay, scale him and that's fine for a second. But as soon as we get a new strawberry, I'm gonna put on the lion. Yes. Okay. Maybe even the penguin could be chill here, but our entire concept now is just make this lion carry us because there's they also have one. What are the chances they have one of the only 2 dudes in the game right now that actually do things? What? That's not fair. Oh, we stole one. It's chill, actually. It's totally chill. It's been a while. I caught you streaming. How's you been? I've been good. I mean, I've been doing stuff. I've been doing stuff and been unable to stream for like 2 weeks, but it's okay now. I'm moving soon, so that's also going to be a new scenario that arrives. Do I care for you to level? Because you don't even have his powers yet. You know what? You're Jank. You get in here. I save this. Please. Please. Give me a strawberry. I know I'm only giving you 1 space to possibly be a strawberry. It wasn't likely. Okay, he's doing nothing for a second here, but it's fine. We'll deal with it. We'll deal with it post. We'll deal with it post. But it's been okay. I hope you have been well as well. That person, I want to call it a dromedary, it's not some sort of a bird. That bird that scales depending on having a friend with a strawberry. Literally a bison, but infinitely better. Like, what's up with that jazz? I feel like that thing is too strong of a self-scaler. Like, that seems like, I can't take any of the goodness. Give me slightly less goodness, please. Like a mid-level of good abilities. Like, just a semi-decent, but not even that aspiring ability. Him, cassowary. Dromedary, cassowary, it rhymes. This weekly has too much scaling. I would agree. Honestly, I understand the concept of scaling. I guess that's one difficulty with the having people make the weeklies thing, is some people might be like, let's make this as evenly balanced and like a great weekly as physically possible. But other people just kind of choose a theme, and sometimes the theme is like, let's push this to the break just to see, you know? This is pushing scaling to like the very height of possibly what it could be. Which isn't necessarily the funnest thing to do, but also in concept, they won't choose something that is similar for a bit. So maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe it's just like a small portion size we have here. You can level. The gorilla is the only other guy besides the lion that knows what he's doing, but I can't have him. I'm still looking for a strawberry. This bird still continues to exist purely because I was hoping we'd find a strawberry at some point. The lion is getting there based off nothing. You know, I don't even think... There's so much... The actual good scaling doesn't get here until tier 6 anyway, that I kind of feel like committing to the lion is probably like the dinkiest thing somebody could do. Because it can't by itself possibly outscale having, you know, like a dragon and this Tyrannosaurus and that guy. The Stegosaurus is like the king of scaling of the entire game. I feel like it can't really beat having these, so maybe it's actually like the way to lose. Somebody can have pancakes. Everyone else has just been being useless this whole time, so yeah, you can have some pancakes. You can have pancakes. This guy also, what are you, just a better version of him? Give friends this much. Give one friend this much. He's just better. He can't fit on the team because we're running a lion and he's too highly leveled of whatever, but he is just simply better than what I have. And what I have hasn't even been working this whole time. I've kept this bird on my team for like 6 rounds, hoping we'd see a strawberry, and either we didn't or I just wasn't paying attention, which honestly could be the vibe. Okay, so we've died a few times in a row. I will admit that. Have you considered me adding more pancakes to the team? Because I've always thought that sounds quite nice. I know I just gave you a pepper, but this is better. Especially because you've only got 4 attacks, so him surviving to hit twice is still just 8 damage, which is so much infinitely worse than just hitting the stake once. He's the most OP version of strawberry scaling pets. You know what the most OP game thing ever is, though? This dude. Like, he's not a scaler, but free coconut for like up to 3 dudes who have strawberry things is bananas. His existence in a weekly really makes you think that you gotta be doing his strawberry thing. And it's fun because you don't even have to like commit to him. You can just find him later in life and then throw a strawberry on someone. That's too simple. It's too easy. You didn't even have to like get a level 3 or do hard things or set up to get him in the future. He just kind of appears and he's great. And he's like, would you like me? And I'm like, abso-freaking-lute. There's no way I couldn't like you. You're literally the coolest dude in town. I don't even know if I want you anymore. You know what? Show me a strawberry or I riot. They never showed me a strawberry, but who do I sell him for? A tropical fish? Technically he is like the only dude who does things for us. This guy gives us 1 gold when he dies. That's very self-sacrificey of him. I guess applaud for your bravery. For lack of cowardice. That's decent status with my 2 pancakes. We got an even trade with that guy. Okay, our only unit who does things is dead. That's a little concerning, isn't it? Maybe a little bit more than concerning. Well, we're still on 8. We're not completely dead yet. We only need 2 more to win. You can't be here unless they give me a strawberry, but they're not going to give me a single other dude who does cool things. I don't even want to sell him because I have nothing to replace him with. You're basically maxed, right? He has no attack. I could just put 2 of these things behind you. Give me something cool to eat, please. This is all literally garbage. I'm still... He's at the point where he's only on the team because he's got 17 health, which is fine, but there's only scaling. But you can't throw a dude away for early game scaling, because that's like baby stink scaling. You know, I'm past that point. There's no return. Large jellyfish. I always knew it would end with a large jellyfish. You can't really beat those dudes. They're too strong for their own darsh good. So maybe now we actually look at the board and we think to ourselves, how do you win this weekly? I'm gonna say it's not with the lion, because the endgame units are too chill. It must be with Coconut Velociraptor, so just strawberries? 50-50 bacteria. I wish I could have the bacteria and then give Coconut to Strawberry Friends after he does things. Is it just scaling? But like, wait, that you can't even make a strategy based off. Just get good with the scale. Just scale well. Simply scale. That's obviously the answer. But I can't scale if all the scaling is baby scales. Slow fellas, wishy-washy pretenders, ordinary ears. Ordinary ears. Nothing too special about these little ears. They hear a moderate quantity. They are somewhat happy in life. Oh, I thought we were actually going to be able to survive for a second. I mean, we did for like 3 seconds while people slowly died in front of us. There's apples. Oh, gerbo. Strawberry. We can sell this guy earlier than ever before. Maybe this is the exact turning point we needed to actually win a game. I guess I haven't seen anybody do a gerbo. The enemy is not doing a gerbo maneuver, so I feel like maybe it's not great for this weekly. Especially because so much scaling. You have to have a 5 team, right? You can't be running 4 squatted for that owl maneuver. There's no way that functions. Happy birthday to the universe. Everybody gets a tool. You get an apple. You know what? Cone snail? Cone snail is what we're keeping around this time. He's better than fish because he does things. Fish is very happy, and he's very cute, and he's original, so I feel biased, but snail actually be doing things. Not in this world. 2 birds gives them extra damage. I haven't bought bluebirds in forever. I used to love those guys. Yes? Yes. When someone gives someone weakness, it skips somebody who already has it, right? So if the bat gives the strongest by weakness by chance, and then this guy dies, is it gonna do nothing? Or is it gonna be smart and find the next dude? Because if you put both of these, that's basically like chemical warfare, except you can get them a little earlier than that guy. So like maybe that's the way to go. Everyone get 1 health because nothing better is happening right now. This dude is buffing this other guy. Well, he's got a meat. I was gonna say he's got no damage, so buffing him doesn't really do anything useful, but he's got a meat stick. He's got a bone of meat right there. He's got a bone to pick with the enemy team. I think he'll do out there and get actual damage done. Well, we almost won. Isn't that bananas? Here on turn 5 with 1 victory and 1 loss. Okay, let's actually scale this man. Owl, you are not allowed to exist. Everything else is stinky. The shop is very monochrome at the moment. Reload for what? Animals that are good. This guy scales. That dude, he do be scaling though. I want dudes who are good and scaling. Are you actually that good? That's actually... is that the strongest buy sell there is? I guess because you have to commit to also like giving him a strawberry, which cost a bit of money, but after that point, it's like, go forth. Go forth! I wish I could afford you. I was like, is it worth going 4 squatted just to afford this man for 1 second? I mean, maybe, but then for just 1 apple, maybe not. So many cone snails. Okay, we've got a bat, we've got maximum cone snails. We're doing a strawberry situation, and we've got a bird that's gonna start scaling a little later than he probably should have, but we've got a giraffe to solve that issue. They're running the bird of dreams. The cassowary seems like he might be a good strategy. Good job, boys. Those 2 took a second and then they both died, but I feel like in both of their individual hearts, they really won that fight. Goodbye. Here is the bird. This is the dream. You get scaled, and I guess this actually makes an effect today, so we could do it today. This also scales a dude with strawberries. Better than him. Another strawberry goes on him. We replace him with a giraffe and hope that he happens to hit the cassowary and not the cone snail. We've got double strawberry maneuvers. At some point, we survive long enough to actually get coconut armor, and we win the game. The plan is set. I have locked it in. We keep drawing everything, so at least we're not losing hella health up until this point. And you're leveled! He's beautiful, and he wants to survive. Oh, I can do actual scalers, too. I forgot I don't have to, like, devote everything to random crap happening. This is a perfect poodle scenario. We got weakness scales and other scales. That guy's like kind of... This is a strong cone snail. He's giving the dude behind him like 6 health. Even defeating the greatest of jellyfish and surviving about it. That's the most important point here. He's killing and living at the same time. Yes. This is quite nice, isn't it? Oh, but I want you to have a strawberry eventually. If they only ever gave me one. All of these foods I should be buying and are very tempting, but I refuse. More portals. He's actually doing cool stuff. People in this world actually be doing things. That's crazy. One day I myself will have a mascot that will do finger guns at the enemy and freak out when I get hit. You can't really tell though if the mascot, I guess it's supposed to be cheering on your team, but also given the fact that it gets really sad every time anyone on your team takes any damage, it feels like it might just kind of be like a mental play to your own team, you know? This is probably better scaling than you, actually. It unfreezes the shop. I don't think I'm ready for that. Because then all your animals are like bonded to your mascot. They're like, we love our mascot. We would die for our mascots. And every time they ever get hit, they get sad. And they're like, man, everyone stopped getting hit. We're making our mascot sad. And then he keeps getting sad because they keep getting hit. And then everyone's freaking out. Everyone's trying their hardest, but they're pushing themselves too hard for the happiness of their mascot. I feel like it's gonna result in some major burnout for the enemy twad. How did you beat me so big? Oh, you didn't even. Okay. I thought my big dudes were bigger than his big dudes, and I guess they were. Maybe my little dudes were larger. You may have this. You may cease existing. You were cool for a second, and now you're dead. I forgot to look at the shop. I hope it was nothing nice and tasty. 2 milk sounds pretty nice, actually. This is good. Still good. Yes. We have all the milk in the universe. We have 2 dudes. And we've got other scaling. Better than you? In fact, yes. The monkey is literally my favorite scaler in the entire game. Bison does not count as a scaler because he's only selfish and scales himself, so it is outside of the question. The monkey is my favorite team playing scaler in the game. It is so cute. Ah, you've actually triggered that man's trump card. That never happens. We still won. It's going quite deliciously dandy, and it's all because of the strawberries. I think strawberries are stronger than anyone ever expected. Okay, we have 2 dudes doing scaling. Normally, I would be like, that's the limit. If anything, we should only have 1. But actually, this specific game seems to want us to be doing exclusively that all the time. We could put a gorilla on the team. Wait. 5, 2, 3, 1. Oh. It feels sad to do that because we've got like a perfect poodle thing happening here, so I shouldn't sell the poodle, but I really like the idea of the monkey boosting the gorilla in the front of the pack, so I kind of want him to stick around. He's almost leveled. You know what? If he levels, he's just better than you. So monkey, I know I just said that I love you and you're great, and you are great, and I do love you, but Velociraptor is also legally required to be on this team. If only they'd ever give me another strawberry. I guess that's the thing. It's really hard to get a strawberry by the end of the game when you're trying to make the pivot to do that, because it's like 1 in 20 chance of actually seeing one. Times 2. That's not that bad. They had too many late game scalers. Kind of cheating, honestly. Yes. But then where? I can't give up all of my scaling for this. I could sell the cone snail. My second best unit. I could just say not anymore. Because, like, look at this action. They gave me another one. Guess Bass gotta go. I agree. Honestly, I'm gonna take that as permission because I was wanting to do it and I was feeling sad about the concept of doing it. You also get a strawberry. Him just gets millions of coconut armors. That doesn't really change anything because he has to get hit the first time anyway. It's the same diff. This gorilla's gonna have infinite levels of that. That sucks because now I can't get rid of their melons. Oh, they're gonna get rid of my strawberries. That's gonna ruin my coconuts. It didn't do anything negative in this exact instance, but it could have been horrendous. I see the damage. I am choosing to ignore it. We are committed to what we are doing. Continue with the scales. Only scales, please. And actually strawberries. Can't help but notice these are not those things. You know what? You can do a stake damage. Just don't die at the beginning of the game or anything. Like, that would be so cringy of you to just die at the beginning of the game, so simply don't. There's no snipers this weekly, so it's impossible anyway, I think, actually. It's just a big old numbers game. We didn't... Okay, they killed our gorilla a lot faster than I expected to, but then we killed theirs first, and I was like, whoa, that's amazing, and we're, like, basically fine, and then we lost anyway. There's not a huge point in actually getting this guy any higher scales because he is not going to, he's going to get maxed out like before, like pretty quick. Look at all these tasty treats. Yes. After this point, it's barely getting everyone leveled and then giving as many pairs to gorilla as theoretically possible. Because the poodle. Okay, so one dude got a coconut. That was chill. He died in one hit. That was super chill. It was beautiful and perfect. And who was the team player there? It was, in fact, this dude, the cassowary. I know I keep forgetting his name like every 5 seconds, but that's not because I don't appreciate him. It's just because he's a little boring, okay? He's so much better than the bison, though. You just need one dude with a strawberry, and he's infinitely better in every way, like, immediately. F you and your double stegosaurus, you freaking cheater. Ah, no! Okay. 7 wins is not bad. I think the issue was that our poodle needed a steak and not a pancake. It felt like pancakes could have been like a jammin' situation. I think that having a steak would have allowed him to actually kill things.